Good morning, everybody. Uh, just popping in to say hello and talk about a beautiful day. Well, they're cold and windy, but it is a beautiful day outside. I don't think I've shown you the side of the house here, and that's a black walnut tree right there, and then that's a sycamore tree there. And here we have an open area down here. We're building a porch. Mostly because this is the shady side of the house. It's a great place to be in the summer. This room is the coolest room. It doesn't get any direct sunlight. And also, the side's really cool. So if we put a nice screen porch here someday, we'll be able to sit outside and it'll be nice and cool because it gets really hot here in the wintertime on the eastern shore of Maryland. It gets stifling hot. So we like to be outside. So it'd be a great advantage to have a place to eat supper outside. And also, it's not that we don't have shady spots, but there are a lot of bugs. There's a lot of mosquitoes here. And so having a screened in area is really nice because you can sit well into the dusk and evening without getting bed up. However, I have noticed markedly since we've had the ducks that last year we had hardly any mosquitoes. In fact, I was with a friend and I was showing her the pond. We were walking around the pond, which is mossy and dense, and the air is thick around the pond, especially in the summertime when it's really hot. And it was just getting around dusk, and she's like, "Where are all the mosquitoes?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's just, because in other places, you can walk and you just hit like a bush or just your footsteps, you can see the mosquitoes just come up, ready to eat you, ready to suck your blood." So that's one of the advantages of having the ducks is that they eat. That's good protein for them. It's wonderful protein for them, and they eat them right up. So anyway, that's the story on this hole in front of my house, and also you can kind of see here. There's like a gravel ditch that's been filled in, and this is the French drain. We've had a lot of flooding issues right here in this particular part of the house. Obviously, it's a low point, and the water all drains to this area. So we're going to build it up, but first we needed to put in the French drain. That way, there's like a 4-foot ditch here covered with gravel, and underneath is a pipe that has holes drilled into it so that it can gather water as it drains down through the soil, and then it goes, if you can see it here. No, you won't be able to see it, but you can see a hydrangea bush here. That hydrangea bush, just to the right of the hydrangea bush, under the ground, is a big, huge water barrel. It's a water barrel that just holds all this water that drains. And it also has a pump that comes up. So if the water barrel fills, the water will spurt out over there. But we haven't seen it fill yet. But we haven't had a hurricane yet since we've put in the French drain. So it's hard to really know how that will work. So this all needs to be filled in with gravel first and raised up. And then a porch put on. So it's a work in progress. But you can see here, this is my mantle, my grandchildren on there. And when we first moved here, we used this fireplace continually as our only heat source. But it was so dark in here with the dark brick. So what we've done is my husband's painted all of this white, and it really is nice. And then we also have this wood cook stove, which is yet to be set up. But it will be. And I'd like to use this once it is set up for cooking. We have a double flue here. So there's a flue here and there's a flue here. So there's a false back here so that the flue can run through when we get the wood stove hooked up. It'll be interesting because I'd like to do some cooking courses on a wood stove. And I've been doing a little bit of sewing. So you can see here, I'm just doing a little repair work. See the socks over there? Well, both pairs of those socks have a hole in the heel. And so instead of buying new socks, a little needle and thread when sitting down, doesn't take long at all. And then here's the rest of the living room. So you can see this is an older part of the house. So you can see how the ceilings come pretty low here. That's why we painted it white, because it does feel more open when it's painted white. It feels much more open. Oh, and yesterday I talked about making my soup, which was my chicken and rice, but not real rice, cauliflower rice. So I made it last night and we ate it, and oh, that's all that's left. I don't know if you can see it very well. Oops. Whoopsie. Oh, let's turn on the light. No, that's the fan. There we go. So this is absolutely delicious. Actually, I have this clean bowl here for lunch because I had it for breakfast. And I thought, I'll wash the bowl, just put it right there and have it for lunch because it was really tasty. And I had it for dinner, and my husband Wiz, he had it for dinner as well. And then he also had chicken salad sandwiches I'd made. So I had all that chicken that here's some eggs. I got, this one's like one of those very first eggs. It's tiny. And it must be a hen's laying one for the very first time. And later on, they'll start to look like regular eggs. So I'll have to open this. When I crack this, check it out and see if it's even edible. Oh, the woodpecker's outside. I don't know if you'll be able to see him. I'll zoom in through the screen. It won't be a very good shot, but there he is. He's come for his morning treats. He has come for his morning treats. This picture doesn't do justice, the bright, vibrant color of the top of his head. It's like almost an orange, so very bright and red. And I'm thinking of taking off the screens off this because I usually don't open this window very often. And then I could get some good shots. So something that's on the to-do list. And then out there I have, you can see my bird feeder hanging. It's a free bird feeder I got. Somebody left it behind at the auction, didn't want it. And I love it. I was thinking of painting it, but now I've gotten kind of used to it. And then I have a bird table there with a pretty strawberry covered tarp on it. And I'm just reusing that bird table because it's actually was a table we had here in the house that it was an old table and it had been refurbished a couple different times anyway. It's 3-footed. I don't know if you can see the feet. Yeah, there's 3-footed. You might be able to, see 1 foot there next to, so it's a 3-footed, oh no, it's 4-footed, but one of the feet cracked and broke off. So I can put it back on, and kind of jimmy rig it so it stands, but it's not stable enough for anything but birds. So it's now the bird table, and I'm assuming it's going to break apart eventually. But I'm keeping it kind of weatherproofed by putting this tarp over it. And that I got free as well. That yellow tarp I got free at the auction. Somebody left it. And on top of there, I have a sundial. Oh, my fingers. You can see the sundial. It's black. Anyway, that my brother-in-law gave me. He got it at the dump for free. So, we always trying to get free things and not buy things and reuse things. And but it takes a little time, and work to watch and find things. So some other birds at the bird table too. So anyway, and then I've filled up some water here. This is for the birds because what will happen is it's getting cold out today, and so when it gets cold out, obviously their water freezes, and I don't have any special heater elements or anything else. I just go out there and give them warm water. So I reuse these different containers and fill them up with water, and then I'll take them outside to the cottage where it's warm in there as well. And then I'll have water to give to the birds without having to give them icy water or whatever. So anyway, I wanted to show you that soup. It was very, very tasty. I recommend that recipe, which was like chicken stock. What else was it? Celery, onion. I used the fat of the chicken stock to saute the onion and celery first. It had a little paprika in it, some salt and pepper, and then just some fresh chicken. Oh, I did change the recipe a bit. I added some greens, some radish greens, radish tops to it, which I had in the fridge and had to be used up, but they're going to go bad. So here I've got my morning coffee, and thinking about what I'm going to make for dinner tonight. I still have that chicken, so I was thinking I might make, and that's why I got this coconut milk out. I might make like a coconut curry sauce for the chicken, and then recook the chicken in the coconut curry sauce. I have a bunch of curry pastes that I made and canned that turned out really well. Here are they? Okay, here's the yellow one. And this one's very tasty. And then I also have a green one. And the only difference between the two is the peppers that you use. That makes the color. Although this one I did put some more turmeric in, which makes it more yellow. But we grew, what did we grow this year? It was really critical in the curry. Oh, it was a lemongrass. That fresh lemongrass stalks. Now, not the grass part, but the stalk that's near the ground, that inside a curry paste makes it. Well, it makes the difference between maybe an Indian curry paste, Northern Indian curry paste, and a Thai curry paste. So it really tastes really tasty. Tasty. A little repetitive there. Yeah, and I think today I might bake something as well. I have this carrot cake recipe I might bake today. We'll see. So, and then another one of my projects I'm working on for recycling is I get these, this is for the wood pellets. So they're really strong plastic bags, very strong. Like I couldn't rip through it. So I'm thinking I can make some kind of reusable bag out of it. And then, so I have pellets bags, so I've got lots of those. And I also have feed bags. So what I'm thinking of is either making recyclable bags with these, sewing them, because I think it could be sewn. It's that sturdy. And making recyclable bags to use just around the farm. So we'll see how, I've got to think about that a little bit. I've been working on the website last night and or yesterday evening, and which is last night now. And I've been hacked. So you click, I type in my website and it goes to a Viagra site, which is really not what I was promoting. So it's kind of made me angry, and I'm trying not to get angry. I'm trying to just work the problem. And so I've looked up on the internet what I should do, and I have to contact my server host, iPage. I use iPage. I have to contact them, and I haven't gotten that far yet. I have figured out how to fix it, I think, and it's by contacting them. So I have to contact them today, and then hopefully when someone types in edenofmyth.com, they see edenofmyth.com, and my site, they don't see a Viagra ordering website. So that's life. The unpredictable always happens. Always, always unpredictable. Life is unpredictable. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy it. Enjoy this beautiful day. Bye.